not get out of jail. They denied his bond, but bail has been denied. Diddy will stay in prison. He will stay in jail until he is sentenced to prison, and then will go off to prison. So, a win for the prosecution. Now he is facing up to 20 years. I still think this judge he pissed off at Diddy. He pissed off at the defense team, even though he done got off. So that he gonna get it. Trust me on this. I honestly feel he's going to get 20 years, minus the year he served. Because they cannot make him lose the time that he actually been in jail. They have to give him that. So he will serve, I honestly believe, 19 years in prison, which basically is a life sentence, sir, for you. Because by the time you get out of that jail, you ain't gonna be able to do absolutely nothing else. But thank the Lord if you get it. So, and typically, y'all, what happens with this type of case? Typically, they do stay in jail, but just like the defense tried to do, they can try to get bail approved so he can get out. That is a possibility, but typically you don't get out. So the law says you stay there, but what they were trying to do was trying to get him out because it was his first offense. The judge denied it. He is not getting out. He will stay in the local jail until they have a hearing. The hearing will be anywhere 30 to 60 days. After they have a hearing, he will be sentenced and go to prison. Now, at the time of the hearing, the judge will have to decide how long he get. But what's on the table is 20 years in prison. He might have to serve all 20 years slash the one he already served. That's 19 years. So it's a win for the prosecution, y'all. Thank God. God be the glory, baby. One thing about it, you might be able to fool man, but you ain't gonna be able to fool God, sir. So he still got you. All right. So you still going to pay the penalty of what you did. You might not have gotten life, but by the time this judge is done with you, he can add these years up to make it feel like it is. So, because I think 10 years is the minimum, is what 10 years is the minimum for it. So the maximum he could give. So I gotta find out what the maximum is for this, because I keep getting different stories. I heard it was from 5 years to 10 years, but then I heard it was 10 years minimum, and it can go up from there. So don't know exactly what the max is. I do know at bare minimum he possibly can face 20 years, 20 years in prison. They said there's no minimum, so it's 10 years, period. Yeah, it's 10 years. They said there's no minimum. So what they're going for, yes, 10 years for each count. That's a maximum of 20 years. Correct. What they're saying is, though, because he didn't get life. Remember I told y'all, if he didn't get life, convicted for life, he's eligible trying to get his time reduced. But they're arguing whether or not he has to serve. His attorney said since this is his first case, they're trying to argue that he only served 6 to 12 months in prison before he's eligible to try to get his time reduced. The prosecution said no, they want at least 60 to 70 months in there before he has an opportunity to try to file for a reduction in his time. So either way, he's still going to prison. What they was trying to do was let him out of the jail, so until he had to come back for the sentencing. They denied it. He's not getting out. He's staying there. He's gonna stay in New York until they get the hearing, the court hearing. Once they get the court hearing, the judge sentences him, he will go off to prison. So this is a win for the prosecution. What they're trying to do is stop him from being able to get an appeal as soon as possible. And that's his next step. He's trying to get an appeal as soon as he can, for he can get his time reduced. And so the fight is whether they give him 6 months to a year to reduce his time, or whether they give him 70 months to reduce time. The prosecution basically saying you need to do some time for the stuff that you did before you are up for a reduction of time. You need to actually serve some time, sir. Because he's been in jail for a year. I mean, they got to give him credit. I want everybody to understand this. They cannot keep this man in jail for a year and then say we're not giving you credit for that. So whatever the sentence is, whether it's 10 years, whether it's 20 years, because they said they can give him 5 for each year, which is equal up to 10. But there is no minimum for transportation or prostitution. It's a possibility he could get parole if judge. It's up to the judge. He hasn't been sentenced yet. No, that's what they're saying. They're arguing. So both of them are in what they're trying to get. Up under the New York state law, parole can't even be considered for him right now until after some actual time in jail, in prison. So the defense is trying to get it to where, because this is his first offense, that he served anywhere from 6 months to a year. That's what they're hoping. Then he can be eligible for parole. But the prosecution is saying, no, he needs to do some time. They don't want him to be eligible for parole until 60 to 70 months. That's the time frame. 60, 70, because he did commit crimes. He is a criminal. All right. So yeah, there's no life anymore. Now they're trying to debate whether or not he's to be able to get parole within a year versus 70 months. This is the whole argument now. But bail has been denied. They are not letting him out of jail, which will be the crazy, because the thing, once you're convicted as a criminal, typically, especially on a federal charge, they're not letting you out. So, but that doesn't stop his attorney for asking for him to get out on bail. But the problem with him was they never gave him bail to begin with. They didn't give him bail before they found out whether he was innocent or guilty, and they're not doing it now because of the charges that they had associated with that. They're not going to let this man out. Okay, so that's what the judge told him. No, bail denied. You're not getting it. Okay, so then the prosecution asks, well, what about he's eligible for parole because this is his first offense. So we want to apply for that. Well, the judge said that he was going to do some time. So the defense said he should only have to do 6 months to a year worth of time before he can file for eligibility of parole. And that's when the prosecution said, no, he needs to do 60 to 70 months minimum before he's eligible for parole, or possibly get of his time reduced. Because without he wasn't convicted of life, there's still an opportunity to downsize some of his sentences. He still got a way out a little bit, but as of right now, sir, you are going to prison, and there is no minimum. So everybody keeps here saying that, oh, he could possibly get 5 years. No, that's not true. He can't get no 5 years. He's either going to get 10 years. He can get 10. He can get anywhere from 10 years. There's no minimum. There's no, oh, he's going to get a year. Oh, he's going to get 5. No, it doesn't work like that. It's 10 years and 10 years only. So between the two, there's 20 years on the table that they can give him in order to sentence him for these crimes that he did. Okay. Now whether they say he didn't do all the other stuff. What do you mean? No, it's not, Jeremy. Literally, that's what they just said. Literally, the attorney is talking to everybody about what just happened. So what part of that is wrong? So no, it's not. What part is not? The man is denied. Y'all are being stupid at this point. He'll rise again. Probably rise again for somebody up inside that prison. That's what he gonna rise again for. But he gonna be in prison. So y'all, Liter did not. He won. I can't take that from him. He definitely won because he facing life. Okay. So on that note, I will say he won. Okay, for y'all. But y'all Liter ain't getting out of there. He gonna get help. No, he's not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. No, he's not. The judge said he has to serve some kind of time in prison before he's eligible for parole. The argument is, oh Lord, y'all just believe anything, do you, unknown? So you think Trump gonna get him out? You really think Trump can probably get him out in 4 years when he's no longer the president on his way out? But right now, he's in there. Our leader is free off. You're sick. You're crazy. And if that's your leader, then you need to be next to your leader right down in the prison cell. Right along with him, if that's your leader. I'm just being real. You go be with your leader. And the subject is bail is denied. Bail is denied. Diddy is going to prison. He leaving from the jailhouse to the prison house. No bail. So it is what it is. So I guess y'all gonna all have y'all freak off at the jail cell because homeboy ain't going nowhere. No parole, no nothing. Now they ain't convicted. Now I'm still trying. My thing is I'm trying to understand what was they contemplating, because in order for him to have charged him for RICO, you need two predicate crimes, not two of the same crime. So I'm not understanding what was they debating about. Okay, they could have solved this yesterday. But in any event, Diddy not going to prison. Sir, what news have you been watching? He is going to prison. What news have you seen? They found him guilty of 2 charges, even though it wasn't lying. He's facing 20 years. So you want to be down for your leader for the next years? He getting deported. Here's the thing, though. You making a joke about him getting deported. I said, boy, if they give him bail, he gonna deport himself. He getting up out of here. Y'all ain't never seen that man no more. He gonna country. But the fact that they ain't giving him bail, he ain't got the opportunity to deport himself. But he'll be out in 6 months. Oh no, that's what his attorney is trying to do. His attorney is trying to get him eligible for parole within 6 months to a year, but it's not going to work. No. Minimum, he's going to have to do 60 to 70 months before he... Ronnie, why are you so set on freeing a man that want to hurt people? I'm trying to understand this. Is it because you're relating to something about him that make you feel about yourself? Why do you want somebody back on the streets within 6 months, parole or not? Why? Answer that for me. If this was your daughter that he did this to, would you want him back on there, or back on the streets within 6 months? If it was your mama that he did it to, would you want him back on the streets in 6 months? Your sister? Your auntie? What about if it was you? Would you want him? You don't know what your is, because what your daughter do behind doors, you would never know. So you don't know that unless you in there with her, and then you got a problem, sir. So you don't know what your daughter do. That's one thing. You cannot say what your kids won't do. You can't say what they have done, because nobody don't know what nobody do. I'm sure his mama ain't think he was going to be doing the stuff that he knew. All right? So you can't say that. You could hope she wouldn't, but you can't 100% say she not. So in the event that your daughter does get caught up and he trick her into doing whatever, you want him out in 6 months of doing your child like that? No, it's not maybe in my house. That's just the reality of the fact. Ain't nobody can say what nobody won't do. Point blank. Really, you can't realistically say what you won't do until you place into that situation. They choose to do that. They choose to do what? They choose to do what? Anybody that agree with this foolishness that this man is doing, they themselves have like issues like he had. Anybody that don't see it for what it was is because maybe they were partially involved in some of this stuff as well. I mean, that's just the real, okay? Now, if y'all want to say Jane, I will agree with y'all on that. Jane was not a victim. I've never made it seem like she was. But Cassie, he was wrong. They chose to do it like baby oil and... Okay, Ronnie. Man, y'all got some issues when it comes to women. Y'all really do. You know, that's what this is telling me right here. That y'all have issues when it comes to women. Because Cassie was definitely a victim. Jane, not a victim. Not at all. Jane was quoted saying she wanted to freak off Cassie for life. thank you so much, veteran. But let me tell you something. If you agree with what happened by him brutally beating that woman down and say that she wanted that, if you agree with all this other stuff, then something, I'm sorry, is wrong with you. You're a victim wanting to freak off for life. I don't know how anybody's that want to freak off for life. Maybe she was just saying that just to keep him quiet. I don't know. You know, people text stuff all the time that they typically don't mean. Or if they are doing something like that together at one point, you know, maybe she just said it just to be saying it. But the moment she said she didn't want to do it no more, then no means no, sir. It ain't no being no delusional. So when a woman tell you no, you think that she means yes to you, then delusional. No, as a woman, you need to say what you mean and mean. You say, sounds like you're projecting. I'm not projecting absolutely nothing. I'm asking you an honest to God question. Since you want to act like nothing ain't going on, being real with you. I'm not looking at hypotheticals and saying that, really I'm not giving nobody a pass for absolutely anything. If that's what I don't know about what she's saying, or she said that, but if she said that, maybe she said that because at the time she was in agreement to whatever she was in agreement to. I can't say what happened with the two of them. But the moment she said no, that's it. She was freaking off while talking to her. I don't know that. I think about solutions. I hope he gets parole. He doesn't deserve 20. Honey, he deserves whatever he gets, he deserves. If it's no more, now, since there's no RICO, if it's no more than him beating that woman down the way he beat that woman down, he deserves whatever he gets. Since we're not talking RICO no more, let's just talk about DV. What about him beating down that woman the way he did in that hotel? What about making them have these freak-offs when they didn't want to for hours, and men peeing all of them and getting UTIs and all that stuff? What about somebody actually having sex with you and possibly they know they got something and ain't telling you they got it? What about that? Have any of y'all thought about that? You know, anybody, y'all might be messing with, and might have something that unknowingly give you something intention. I mean, come on now, y'all. Y'all just being dumb at this point if you say anything other than that. I'm not even talking RICO. I'm just talking about in general. He is an awful man, period. Nobody wants that. Well, honey, you can call it money call you want to. She got her money, so that ain't even first the issue when it's coming to this case. She already had money. So this case wasn't about money because they already paid her. He paid her before any of this got out to everybody. He settled with the person. So that's where y'all wrong. It's not about money as far as the case. She didn't even want to charge it initially. She wanted money. Maximum from both charges is 10 years. Correct. To Sino. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. To Sino, you correct. The maximum they can get is 20 years, 10 for each charge. If she was a real victim, she would have went to authorities first. Who's to say that? Who's to say that? Who's to say they would have went to authorities? You know how many people are victims of domestic violence and they don't do nothing because they're scared to do that? And even the ones that do finally go do it, they get killed. You really started pissing me off. You really are, because there are people who have lost their lives for leaving people from domestic violence. And I know that personally from my own family, who was a domestic violent victim and got the courage to leave, and she still was killed. She was So don't tell me about what somebody wanted. You about as dumb as that come. Really, you are. About the or unknown to victim, right? Y'all, these ignorant people is around here talking about, oh, somebody wanted that, she should have left, she should have went to authorities. Clearly, you're an abusive person yourself, and you see nothing wrong with what he's doing because you're probably around here abusing somebody you with. That's what your issue is. Two sides to every story. Don't insult me. I didn't. Oh, you insulted plenty, sir. So if I'm just saying in general, so if you took it for me saying that it's you, then obviously if the shoe fits, then go ahead and put it on. In other words, it brush off of you. If I didn't call your name directly and said I'm talking to you, then don't get offended by it. I'm speaking in general. Because more victims are feeling empowered to speak, since it's not just a person saying it, it's more exactly. She the plan, knowing how he was, then wanted to. Cassie was a impressionable young adult. Let's keep it real. When this man first got with her, you can unsubscribe all you want to. I really don't care, because subscriptions don't matter to me. Not like that. I don't buy that on somebody because of no freaking subscription. Because if you gonna get on here and disrespect and say something off the jump and don't think you ain't think I'm gonna say something back to you, you got another content creator. Because I'm not like that. I'm gonna give it to you real, and I'm gonna tell you about your behind. We're on here acting stupid. So don't think you can come to me and say anything and then expect me not to say something back. Because see, unlike those people, I know how to stand up for myself and say something. And I'm not, and it ain't because of online either. Right. It's really ticking me off under foolishness. You can have your opinion. I'm not going to down you for what you said. Whatever you say, you can say, but don't be coming on here acting dumb. No, you're acting emotional. Saying some of the dumb crap that you're saying. Talking about victims, they need to go to authority or just leave. Sometimes people can't. So that is a very ignorant response. Well, you know what, Ronnie? If you think I'm too emotional about or too passionate about what I'm talking about, you are free to leave off my live. You're the one on here. I'm just talking. We can have a civil conversation. You can say whatever you want, and I'm real open with that. I tell anybody, you can come on here and talk, and you can say whatever, as long as you're respectful. You know how I am. Once somebody don't piss me off. And even to the point where I'm still trying to talk to you now, where you can stay on here if you like. It ain't no disrespect. But the moment you come in here talking some dumb junk and trying to disrespect me, you're going to get it back. That is what it is with me. She went civil and wanted money, let's be honest. This is America. You scared of any woman. Any woman got resources. See, Ronnie, this is the crap I'm talking about right here. You talking about any woman got resources to leave? No, they don't. No, they don't. And that's just it. She didn't go to press criminal charges initially. She went civil and wanted money, let's be honest. You know the reason people, I'm being real. You know the reason why people do civil charges before they do federal charges? Federal charges is because once the feds get involved, they're going after everything you have. They're going to take everything. Right? So if nothing more, then people want to be compensated for their stuff. You get in a car accident, don't you want compensated monetarily? Don't you? That's just, it is what it is. It's just to help compensate you for what you may have lost out on. Everybody want to holler money grab for something they're entitled to because they were abused. Yes, they do. A woman today can go to a shelter, claim abuse, and get, what? I'm not surprised they didn't grant bail. Me either. I was just surprised that I wasn't surprised that they didn't grant it. I was surprised that they asked. Like, who does this? I didn't even know they can ask for bail for when you're an actual criminal. I mean, it's one thing if they don't know, but if you ask them for bail to not stay in jail, now that was surprising to me because I didn't know you could do that. They know he has enough money to do so. Right. That's what I said. I said he's gonna deport himself. That's why I was even joking with them. I was like, now that you said it, I can go ahead and say something. How you doing, Skit? Oh, I'm okay. It ain't, no. On this level right here, ain't nobody hurt me on this. Nothing like this. Because I wouldn't even, no. My personality wouldn't even allow it. And then my hands wouldn't allow it either. And if you tried me, I guess I'd be locked up. And I'm just being real with you. They can't give him a max of 20. The judge could give him 0 if he chooses. But the judge is not going to give him 0. The fact that you could probably say that if the judge allowed bail. Okay, if the judge said bail, then maybe the judge is leaning towards not going to give him any time or time served, like the time that he was in jail. The fact that the judge wasn't even first hearing that, He's going to do some time. The fact that they're arguing about parole starts in want parole for 6 months versus 60 or 70 months, he's doing time either way. You sound bitter. No, I don't sound bitter. I just stand up for people who are being wrong. Point blank, period. That's all. Ain't got nothing to do with being bitter. I would stand up for you too if somebody was doing you wrong, because I don't believe in anybody getting done wrong. Just like I'm not going to tolerate you coming on here acting dumb. But once again, this is my life. You don't have to be here. Exit yourself out at any point that you want to. So when you keep doing all the jabs all you want, or you can leave, or I can block you. Either way, it works for me. I mean, but I'm trying to not, I don't like really censoring people. I don't like doing that. That's why I'm still allowing you to talk. I don't like doing that. Emotional? Free Diddy, he'll be home soon. Well, whatever. I mean, unknown, really, with you just keeping it funny because that's your leader. You already told me that's your leader. Be your leader and go sit with your leader in the jail cell for all I care. But you're single. What does that have to do with anything? I'm single choice, not because I have to be single. Technically, if you want to get real technical, really I'm not. I'm actually married. But anyway, your attitude. No, not my attitude. I will be his cellmate. All right, well, take my hand on over there and be his cellmate if you want to. What's wrong with I don't understand what's wrong with him. Absolutely not, baby. Absolutely not. Ain't nobody kicked mine, but you can put a record where I don't kick somebody else's on though. But no, sorry. They need to send that man home to his kids. Cassie at home with her kids. No, I don't. Well, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion as far as him sending him home, but no. He needs to do time for what he did. Point blank. Period. Oh, that's sweet, but Tamara, they got me in it one time. I ain't getting back in there for nobody. I'm sorry. I don't think I can do it no more. Yeah, I was worked up because of what y'all saying about victims. Being that I myself have never been a victim of that, but I have had people in my family who have been victims and who have been unalived. They're no longer here. You know, they had kids and they're gone now. So yes, I do get very passionate when it comes to stuff like this. Why she's not in jail for what she did, then why you are not fighting for that? I don't understand. What did she do? What did she do? Because she was a victim. Now, if you want to say if Jane ain't in jail, I can agree with you. Jane needed to be in jail because she was no victim. And she was doing whatever she wanted to. Wasn't she involved in transporting to? Yeah, because she felt she had to. There was no reason for Jane to do it. She was a how? So no such thing as a victim. Sir. Okay. Some people you just can't. Unfortunately, some people you just can't deal with. And yeah, you just gotta get out of here. Unknown, the only reason you still here is because you have a disrespect. But the other ones, they gotta go. Let's see. He's guilty, fam. Well, according to them, he's not guilty. Their fierce leader. No such thing as a victim. Well, I mean, that's your opinion. And we ain't gonna disrespect nobody up in here at all. You might get red, but you disrespected. But to all my other people that he's for being here with me and all that, he's my #1 buyer. I don't even know what that means. I'm the person he buys oil from Well, we can joke all day long, unknown. You cool far as the joking. You entitled to however you feel, but man, you crazy. Just like that, you're crazy. For even saying that. Uh, yeah, hey. Woo. Some people, I don't get it. I don't get it with some people. It's like, I tell you, that's why Rico was so hard to prove, because Rico is really based on common sense and just, it was just real. A lot of people ain't got common sense. You know, they don't have it. Unknown, you got any almond oil for the cheap? Right. Yeah, right. His leg is definitely, it's gone. It's shot. It's shot to crap. No matter what, his reputation is done. If there'll be a few, as we see, that will still support the buffoonery for whatever reason or another. I don't know, because it ain't like he paying him absolutely nothing. Um, Diddy is gonna get out on time. Okay, Diddy, like I said, well, you keep believing he getting out. You gonna be believing that at year 18 while he's still in prison. Keep believing it. Or either when they go put, well, I ain't gonna say, because he can still be alive, but he's only 55, so 20 years. At 75, he still can be alive, you know. So, got much life left, but he can still be alive. Whew. I don't know why I let people get me to that point, but when you start talking about some dumb crap with me, I just, yeah. Did they have any clues as to how much time he will get? Well, they saying possibly 20 years. So it's up to the judge to decide how much time actually going to give him. But what they're arguing now is, do they allow him to get parole after 6 months to a year? That's what the defense wanted. Or get parole after 60 or 70 months that he served. That's what the prosecution wanted. Because there is no life sentence, he will be eligible for parole, because this is his first offense. Your family is not hurting. I am not sorry for Diddy, right? I ain't say you didn't have to listen to your music, because he did make good music. I'm not taking anything from him I'm not taking anything from him. I'm just adding to the fact that he's a goddamn monster. He's evil as crap. But far as the music industry, the man was brilliant. That's why I said he built all this stuff up to have it all come down, and for what? Trump will pardon him before his term is over. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, that's why the pardon, either you can do a pardon when you first come in or when you're leaving out. So, from my understanding, so at bare minimum, he gonna have to do the rest of them at least 3 years before Trump will have the opportunity to pardon him, because he already done pardoned the people when he first came in. Because you have to do that within the certain. Well, with Trump, you just never know. You have to do that. You have to do that at the beginning and the end. But this is Trump, the one who don't follow absolutely no rules around here. He creates stuff. So that's why I said, then again, you just may never know. It might can do something. He do every goddamn thing else. Hello, channel. How you doing, Ryan Hart? I wouldn't be surprised. But he done took away birthright citizenship rarely until they rule on this thing. So, he can do whatever he wants. Nice to finally see you. Oh, well. I'm gonna be your welcome. Oh, nice to actually talk to you so well. Oh, yeah, I gotta calm down a little bit, because I got a little hyped up with so many people. And my stance is, I really do not like censoring people. I like putting people out of lives and stuff like that, or blocking them off my channel. But when it gets to a certain point when I just can't deal with it no more, then I don't have no other choice. What's up, everybody? I try to keep an open mind with everybody. You know, I want to hear what everybody think, because that's how we learn from each other. You know, we got to see things from other people's eyes. We got to see things from other people's views. I'm all for everybody's opinion, but when you start just talking some dumb crap, disrespectful stuff, and ain't thinking about people's family, and you're gonna talk about, I'm on live, sir. They can see you from here. What's wrong? You okay? Or you just think about everything going on? You just thinking? You want to talk to me? You sure? Or you just want to see me? You just want to see me? Oh. It's alright. It's gonna be okay. Alright? So out there, y'all. And I guess that's another reason why I'm really so passionate now, because although I had it happen to my family, I have family members that something like this is going on with them right now. So it's like, it really pisses me off. How's your clothes business going? Well, it's not really clothing business. It's I just make stuff. But I am thinking about starting to make some clothing. But I do hair accessory stuff, accessories. Do you think that Cassie and Jane Doe couldn't leave whenever they wanted? Was they there just for the money? I think Jane could have. I don't understand Jane. I'm confused with her. I really think that she was put on there to damage the case, and job well done, because I don't see her as a victim. For Cassie, I think he had her brainwashed. I really do. I think he got her at an impressionable age. He held her job over her head, so there was a power dynamic with her. And so mentally, I don't think she thought she could leave, even though she could have. Because even to the point where when she was finally rescued and she was with her husband, she was still trying to take her own life because of everything she had been through. So yeah, he did. Yes, he did. And I tried to keep a level head, but I'm telling you, a person can only take so much, especially when oh, straight. A person can only take so much, especially when you're talking about, I have family that have been affected with something similar, just not with all this money like this. You know, I currently got a family member I'm dealing with that's dealing with some issues just like this as well. And then you throwing all these dumb behind jabs and stuff, like, you really finna get what I've been suppressing and not really saying, just by you being stupid. And you don't even have to be this way. You can have your opinion, but all this calling victims and stuff like that, who pissed you off? Ain't nobody did yes to me, because they ain't, for one, ain't to me like that. But just because it didn't happen to me don't mean it didn't happen to somebody I loved. And even if it didn't happen to somebody I love, you have to be sympathetic to other people, period. Because when it does happen to you, you want somebody to be able to help you or assist you or be there for you or help rebuild you. You never know what's going to happen. So for all these ignorant people out here that's saying, oh, it will happen to them, to their daughter, because their daughter ain't no HOE. You don't know what your daughter is, sir. You have to be a miserable bored person and come on someone's live and call. Right. You said you call a job. There are plenty more real jobs out there. I think calling singer. Well, to some, singing is their job. If they're in the entertainment business, I mean, they get paid quite well in the entertainment industry. And if you're talking about somebody who just got into the industry young, and this person who seemed to have all the connections with everybody telling you don't do this, you'll never work a day in your life, and you're not strong-willed to say, okay, well, then I guess I never work a day in my life, and then leave. You know, somebody like me, I could see me saying some mess like that. You know, I could see me cussing them out, and nigga, you ain't all that anyway. I can see me doing it. But if you don't have somebody that has that in them to do it, and don't know better, they won't. Everybody's not built to stand up for themselves. Everybody's not built like that. You know? That's why you got some people who are like sex slaves and being with their abusers for so long that even if they did get away, they don't know they can get away because they're mind freaking warped. They go right back to it. Right. Donald. he's on a whole nother level. Right. We think our 9 to 5s are hard. Try being an entertainer, pressure personnel. But we often don't realize how blessed we are to not have money. Right. You know what? My daughter said something that I had to agree with her on. One of my second daughter. She said, "Mama, I want to have money. I don't want to be famous. I don't want all the attention. Just give me money and not be by myself. Because all this stuff, right? Mm-mm. I wouldn't even want all that." I think that being able to sing and make a comfortable living is a privilege, not a job, in my opinion. Yeah, you're entitled to it. Right. Right, T. Washington. I told her, I said, girl, you make a serious point. Because once you out there in the public, in the public's eye, some people feel like they kind of control what you do or whatever, but you have to keep yourself to a certain standard. And that's where I kind of like, how did you let yourself get to this point? Like, I think with Diddy, it was all the DRUGSs that they was taking or whatever. Because I don't think this man was all like this. I mean, I heard he had like a cocky attitude at times, but I don't truly think he was always this way. I just think he let the industry get to him based off of whatever happened to him or whatever. That's why I say I look at things from all angles. I try not to be so narrow-minded where I just focus on, oh, no, you did that and you're that. No, I look at all things, okay? So, on one perspective, that's why I've always said, if you get any one of my videos, you'll hear me say, he ain't the top, and he ain't the first one, and there's people way over there them that's doing way more, that y'all should be going after them as well. That's why, if I wasn't taking it from the victim side, because I have to look at these are people, they're victims, then I would say, if it wasn't for the victims, I would say personally, let them get away. Hell, many people that did this and got away with it, and you ain't going after them. But because he's a black man, and that's how I'm looking at it, because he's a black man, you're trying to take him down. But then I have to look at it and say, but what about the victims? The victims don't matter if you black or white. Regardless, he should have had common sense not to put himself in a position like this in order for him to be taken down anyway. That's the whole thing with him. Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolute. Exactly. So that's the thing. That's how I'm looking at things from all perspectives. I'm not just, he's an awful man. He's, as far as I'm concerned, I've always said, he's guilty for all the stuff that he's done. He needs to pay for whatever he did. But in the flip side, he didn't start this, and it ain't gonna stop with him if y'all don't stop allowing money to dictate everything. Let's be real, Crafty is extremely beautiful. If she wanted to, she could have plenty to have a living. Maybe not millions, but a living. I see greed. So you think just because a person is pretty, they can have what they want? Right, he definitely needs to repent. T. Washington. That's why I said, I'm not knocking him completely. You still have a chance. But until you let that last breath, you still have a chance for forgiveness and to move on. But your looks got nothing to do with anything. There are some of the most beautiful people who has the lowest self-esteem. So the fact that she's beautiful got nothing to do with nothing. And that's why people are so vain now. People looking at what a person look like, what a person have, how many people somebody have on their an influencer, how many people they got following, how many people they got. What does that matter? Let's remove that, because that don't matter. At the end of the day, she's a person. It ain't got nothing to do with her looks or whatever, And what he did was wrong. You can't justify beating somebody the way that man beat that woman. You cannot justify it. I'm not even talking Rico. I'm not even talking about him being gone for life, because that's that's not even an issue no more. Let's just look at the DV. This is a monster. How can you justify a monster? I know some highly attractive broke people, broke financially, right, and morally. And broke morally. Ain't got 2 cents worth of morals within them. I think, yes, I think there is a thing, pretty privilege. Pretty privilege. Me, myself, treat beautiful women better than non-attractive people, and most people do this unconsciously. You said you treat beautiful women better than any other woman. Well, sir or ma'am, I don't know which one you are, but if you do that, then that's your vain and your ignorant. You shouldn't treat a person by the way they look. So if you're telling me you can have a person that might not be as attractive but as sweet as can be and will help you and do everything, you'll treat that person like a dog, but because this person look cute, you're gonna put them on a pedestal. That goes again. That shows who you are. That's your character. All right. They ain't got nothing to do with the person feel who isn't attractive, because what's not attractive to one might be beautiful to someone else. A beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Just because you think somebody else can think they toe to the floor up. But at the end of the day, it ain't about how pretty you look. It's about what's inside you, who you are as a person. Because you could be the best thing on the outside and be ugly as double hockey sticks in the inside. So that's you just showed your character all on YouTube. Pretty privilege will get you a free sandwich somewhere, but that pretty lasts right a short time. Men ain't even checking for Lisa Ray's like you said. She is still pretty. I think most people do this unconscious. I never said I treat anyone like a dog, but it doesn't matter what. But what you said was you treat beautiful women better than you treat ones that you don't think is beautiful. Why not treat all women like they're queens because they are a queen, regardless of how they look on the outside? Why treat any man any different because he might not be attractive? I will never treat anybody differently because they look a certain way. Because I don't give a crap what the looks look like. Because one thing about the looks, you can get in an accident and your looks are gone. So then what? You know. You never treat anybody based off the way they look. Some women aren't queens though, and some they can. And you're absolutely right. And once they show you who they are, Sebastian, believe them. You are absolutely right. I totally agree with you on that. Looks aren't everything. They're not. And if people are basing everything on looks, baby, y'all gonna be in for a world of hurt. Because guess what? Everybody get old. Everybody got to get old. Ain't nobody gonna stay young forever. You know, looks fade. They fade. You know, put on a couple of pounds and that go too. You know, have a couple of kids and you might not be able to stuff it the way you used to stuff it. So if a person ain't for you, if all a person is for you for is your looks and what you can provide them for, what are they with you for? They ain't with you for you at this point. Yeah. I know that. Right. Baby, that's beauty is only skin deep, baby. Remove that skin. Let's see who you really are. Every woman ain't a queen, but I think people do this maliciously. It's just the world we live in. You can't honestly tell me that pretty people get treated better. You can't honestly tell me that pretty people get treated better. I've seen some pretty people get treated quite horribly, actually. Satan was really right. And here's the thing is, he still is a very of a demon, how you want to say it, because his looks and stuff was never taken away from him. People see him as ugly because of how he is in behavior, but that's how he's able to deceive so many people, because he's not what everybody thinks. Satan is beautiful. The most beautiful thing ever put your eyes on. But inside, he's evil as all outdoors. So if we want to use that analogy, let's look at that. You know, so you're going to say, oh, you love Satan because he's beautiful? Right. I mean, I don't want beauty. If my end result is going to be, I'm going to be out of here. I'm going to be without absolutely nothing. I'm going to pour down and beat down. Oh, but you look good, though. Nah, man. No, baby. I'd take me an ugly juggler any day that's going to treat me better than a fine behind man. I'm sorry. I got to find something else I love about. I love your character. How did somebody say one? Oh, I love them shoes. I love them shoes he got on. Ooh, I love it. I love that thing about whatever, because I'm not looking at that. So but that's so scary. I mean, y'all are bringing up valid points. This is so scary how society see people today, people in general. Like, you gotta be poor, you gotta have money, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Y'all putting too many guiders, and let's keep it real. I have been average at best, as K. Samuel would say. There's an exception to every rule, but norm is beauty and youth. Ask any older actress out there, they age out of being the leading lady. Well, and once again, that's on them. Beauty catches the eye, but the personality together. Correct, Sebastian. It's what you got. It's character within is gonna keep you, baby. And here's the thing: when you get old and stuff like that, it's a character that's gonna make someone want to really love you and stuff. You are. Oh boy, I'm that. Well, if I'm that, what are you? Because I'll be right back, y'all. Just a second. I'll be back. Oh, y'all, thank y'all for sticking around with me. Well, y'all doing what I'm doing on the floor? Nothing. Oh. Well, depends, because I might be going back home sooner than we think. I did buy me some sparklers. So if we're still here, I'll be waving at my sparkler and probably eating a roasted hot dog because there ain't no grill over here. Have mercy, woman. I think we might be Cassie very pretty as well as Jane, though, and they have other avenues to make a living besides getting paid by Diddy. Right, you can't lose a sparkler. So I'm gonna be doing that, but it looks like I might be getting up out of here sooner than what I expected. So I'm heading back home to Florida. Thank God. I can't wait till I get home. So I don't know. But I think we may be a bit off track. My point is, Cassie is very pretty as well as Jane Doe, and they have other avenues to make a living besides getting paid by Diddy. Well, Cassie was trying to make a living. Cassie was trying to make a living being a singer. Now, Jane, on the other hand, you probably can say that for her, because she seems to think that he got to continue. He pays her $10,000 rent, and he's also paying all her attorney fees and everything else she needs, even till this day. Maybe not after this court hearing. He probably canceled all that out. We'll see how that go. Lee Pritchard, you want to date me? No, you don't. You don't want to date me because I'm not the type of woman that will deal with your mess. You know, And then you call me possessed. You wanna date a possessed woman? I don't look at the thing about me, Lee. I don't look at race, and I don't look at where you from. I don't care about that. I look at a person. I really do. So yeah, I don't do that. Right, right. Don't push me. I just might have to. No, let me stop. Uh, Can you possess my snatch? I'm saying, I'm sorry. Look here, y'all. Y'all saying stuff. I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm old. Don't be fooled. Okay, I'm not very, very old. I'm close to Diddy's age. Diddy is 5 years older than me. I'm 50 years old. I have no clue what you're talking about. So you have to just say what you're saying when it comes to me. Uh, yes, I do like your sound. Okay. I don't know. You might need to go find you a possessed woman, because if that's what you're looking for, I'm not that. Feel they can't. I get that. Get what? Yo, man. No, absolutely not. Okay, and you're gone. Ask somebody that. Really? Well, you was a. Oh, okay, I just deleted your message. Well, you gotta get hidden, Phil. You need to stop playing like that. I'm too old to be talking like stuff like that. That's crazy. Right. You know, I didn't even know what you was talking about, to be honest with you, until you said that. It's not me being slow. It's just that that's not my time. We ain't speak like that, like that. Like, we say some stuff, but not that. You know. Ugh. You are possessed by beauty, and I want to be your beast. That is cute. Although you done called me, but you ain't say that originally. Originally, you was saying I was possessed, and you wasn't talking about no beauty. But we good. Phil is no less than 50 years old. Snatch is such an old word. Well, he got me on that. Snatch. I would have thought a different term than what he was using it as. Free. Oh boy, we got another one. The dude is asking for a Rico. Well, here's the thing, y'all. Unfortunately, like I said, it ain't. Women have to be careful. Men have to be careful too, especially. And this proves it right here. Even with this case, things can be flipped. Things can be looked at it a little different. So y'all better be careful out there doing stuff, because you're gonna set yourself up to get locked up right along with him. No, I like to go Ivy Shocker, then turn it around, baby. Okay. The person I fell for is Cassie's husband. I couldn't look at my wife the same. I may have to get a divorce. It made wreck me, didn't it? It made me reconsider you? No, it didn't. But if you knew me, then you realize I try to give people a chance to talk and, speak their minds on here. I don't hold anything against everybody, but man, no, if we can talk to it, we can talk through it, then I can keep you on here. But if you just being straight, then I can't deal with it. No, not at all. I'm trying to understand what he's saying. The person I fell for is Cassie's husband. I couldn't look at my wife the same. So you're saying, so AW, you saying that you would have to divorce Cassie if she was your wife? But he already knew everything that was going on with Cassie. So why would he divorce her? It's not like he married her and then found out all this. He was the one who actually rescued her from Diddy. He was the one who convinced her to get out of that. So he already knew what was going on. Once she confided in him and told him what was actually happening. Amber, Comey, and Bitch is still walking around free with over 100 boys. Nobody's talking about that. Mm. So if that's the case, then they need to be dealt with. You possessed. Mm. No, but what I am is out of time because I have to go cook dinner. All facts at Roxy Marvel. I'm gonna have to look that up because I'm not really, unless I know it by something else, I'm not really sure what y'all talking about. So that's something I can look into now. Because if that's the case, then yeah, they need to be dealt with as well. I'm saying I can't be tied to a woman who was at one of you can't be tied to a woman that was at one of Diddy's freak offs. Okay, okay. Well, see, that's the difference. When you got a good man who is gonna be there to help heal somebody, they can look past all that stuff. So kudos to Cassie's husband because he is a good man. He really is. He stood by that woman, all that. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Trey. I say Fred. Fred must be on my mind some kind of way. But thank you, Trey, so much. Y'all, if y'all haven't heard Live with Trey, what is your actual channel? Because you said saying Live with Trey is just the lives. Y'all go over and subscribe to him. We be having a good time on his live too, boy. He's not a good man. He's a simp. That man ain't no simp. But you have a good day too, Trey. I'm about to get up out of here because I got to go cook dinner. So, as always, y'all, thank y'all for joining me on my live. Go ahead and hit the like button if y'all haven't hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all for your love and support. As always, be your brothers and your sisters' keeper. Keep God first. And toodles.